Meghan Markle and Prince Harry royal tour live. Royal couple arrives in New Zealand. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's tour to Australia has come to an end and the royal couple are now on their way to New Zealand, where they will spend the last 3 days of their landmark trip to Oceania. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex will arrive at Sydney Airport this morning and leave at 9:55 am local time, 23:55 p.m. BST, on a Royal New Zealand Air Force flight to Wellington along with the Kiwi Invictus team. The duo will receive a ceremonial welcome upon arrival, which will include the traditional haka dance. They will then lay a wreath at Pukekohe National War Memorial before an official meeting with the country's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. This evening, the pair will attend a reception hosted by the Governor-General to celebrate the 125th anniversary of women's suffrage. New Zealand was the first country to grant all women the right to vote. 5:30 am update. Meghan shared emotional moment with fan. Meghan Markle shared an emotional moment with one of her fans, according to New Shub. The 24-year-old traveled from California to Wellington just to see the Duchess. The woman said the two bonded over being biracial. She said, "You just get the feeling she cares about what she's doing here." 05:00 am update. Couple is greeting royal fans. The royal duo is now meeting people in the crowd. They are shaking hands and receiving gifts. Meghan has been given a red flower by a woman, which she pinned to her coat next to the poppy she is wearing. 04:20 am update. Duo laying a wreath at Pukekohe National War Memorial. Harry and Meghan have just laid a wreath at Pukekohe National War Memorial. They also had a walkabout in front of the memorial. Cheers and screams rang out from the royal fans who waited for hours to see the couple. 03:52 am update. Meghan and Harry have left the lawn. Meghan and Harry have now left the lawn and are greeting people on the steps of the Government House. They are expected to sit down with the Governor-General in one of Government House's official meeting rooms. 03:49 am update. Royal couple rub noses with Maori elders. Prince Harry and Meghan rubbed their noses with Maori elders and Lead Warrior Warrant Officer 2nd Class Aaron Morrison, NZ Army, and Kaikarangi Warrant Officer Kathy Nichol. 02:53 am update. Harry invited to pick up dagger by 3 warriors. Harry has been invited to pick up a dagger after a challenge by 3 warriors. The chief warrior showed Harry was accepted by hitting his thigh. Harry and Meghan were then called forward. 02:46 am update. Royal duo receive ceremonial welcome at Gov House. Harry and Meghan have arrived at Gov House and were invited to hangi with the Governor-Generals Kuia and Kamachua, Maori elders. The duo will also observe the traditional dance haka. 02:19 am update. Meghan and Harry have arrived to New Zealand. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have just touched down in New Zealand. Meghan is wearing a new outfit, a black knee-high dress and coat. Her hair was pulled back due to the wind. 01:09 am update. UK Memorial getting a final clean. The UK Memorial War Memorial at Pukekohe is getting a final clean ahead of Harry and Meghan's arrival. The couple will have a walkabout and then lay a wreath at the National War Memorial before an official meeting with the country's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. 01:04 am update. Duke and Duchess of Sussex will arrive in New Zealand in an hour. Meghan and Harry will land in Wellington at around 3 p.m. local time, 2 a.m. GMT. Upon arrival, they will receive a ceremonial welcome, including the traditional haka dance. 12:30 am update. Meghan's outfit is recycled. After a hugely successful visit to Australia, Fiji, and Tonga, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are now in New Zealand to finish up their 16-day tour. The couple spent 10 days on official engagements in Australia, plus 4 days in Fiji and Tonga. They wound up their official events in Australia last night at the Sydney closing ceremony of the Invictus Games for War Wounded that Prince Harry founded. Harry and Meghan, who announced their pregnancy on their first night in Australia 2 weeks ago, took a Royal New Zealand Air Force plane for the flight to Wellington just after 10 a.m. today. Several members of the New Zealand Invictus Games team were on board the flight, which is being met on arrival by Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. Meghan stepped out in a new outfit, a black knee-high dress and coat with her hair pulled back due to the windy weather. During their 4 days in Aotearoa, the Duke and Duchess will visit a kiwi bird breeding center, see some of the country's most majestic environs in the South Island's Abel Tasman National Park, and even join in a gumboot throwing contest. Watch the best moments from Harry and Meghan's game-changing visit to Australia in the Modern Royals Tour Down Under. The 1-hour special will air on Channel 9 tonight after 60 minutes. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex delivered moving tributes at the closing ceremony of the Invictus Games last night. Prince Harry and Meghan both received standing ovations when they took to the stage to thank the 500 wounded and ill defense veterans from 18 nations who competed at the Games in Sydney, and their army of supporters. The royal couple joined the 12,000-strong crowd in clapping and cheering throughout the 2-hour-long ceremony that included performances by Perth rock outfit Birds of Tokyo and the gospel singers from the US-based Kingdom Choir who performed at Meghan and Harry's wedding in May. The closing ceremony was the final event on the royal couple's official itinerary for their 10-day visit to Sydney, Dubbo, Melbourne, and Fraser Island. Harry and Meghan are due to fly out of Sydney this morning and head to New Zealand, where they will wrap up their 16-day regional tour that has also included Fiji and Tonga. Meghan chose the Invictus closing ceremony to make her only public speech of the Australian leg of the tour, praising the hundreds of friends and family who supported the competitors all the way to the finish line and beyond. "The support system on the ground here at Invictus is unlike any other," said the Duchess, who wore a khaki Antonio Berardi halter-neck dress with a red poppy. "Because it's not just cheering on your own but realizing that by the end of this week, your own becomes everyone in the Invictus family." Among the VIPs in the crowd were soccer star and Invictus ambassador David Beckham along with Prime Minister Scott Morrison, NSW Premier Gladys Berejiklian and Governor-General Sir Peter Cosgrove. When Harry took to the stage to deliver the final speech of the night, he made sure everyone knew it was the Invictus competitors who were the real VIPs. He said the success of the Games was not about the medical miracles that had saved so many of the lives of the competitors, many of whom have physical injuries as well as mental ones in the form of PTSD or depression. Instead it was because the competitors showed time and again that mental health was the real key to recovery. "Our competitors have helped turn the issue of mental health from a sad story to an inspiring one," Prince Harry said. "They want to live rather than just be alive." Welcome to our live coverage of the royal tour. Today, the Duke and Duchess will bid farewell to Australia as they head to New Zealand for the final leg of their 16-day tour. New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern will meet Prince Harry and Meghan on their arrival. From there, they will attend a traditional welcome ceremony on the lawns of Government House before travelling to the Pukekohe National War Memorial Park to lay a wreath at the tomb of the unknown warrior. They will visit the newly unveiled UK War Memorial, whose design takes the form of two of the United Kingdom and New Zealand's most iconic trees, the royal oak and a pahutakawa. This evening, the pair will attend a reception hosted by the Governor-General celebrating the 125th anniversary of women's suffrage in New Zealand. Meghan not only shares a love of designer labels with her sister-in-law the Duchess of Cambridge, but also of recycling outfits as she was spotted re-wearing two eye-catching items of clothing this morning in Sydney. For their flight this morning, the former Suits actress opted for a beautiful burgundy dress. She accompanied the gown with a pair of Aquazzura pumps and a mini chain saddlebag by Quiana. It did not take long for royal fans to realize the two items were recycled, as she wore them last night at the Invictus Games closing ceremony. The Casablanca 505-pound peach suede pumps are from the Italian footwear designer Aquazzura, which seems to be the Duchess' favorite. 12:00 update. Meghan and Harry leave for New Zealand. Meghan and Harry have just boarded the Royal New Zealand Air Force flight to Wellington. The couple gave a royal wave to their fans on their way to the airport. Meghan is wearing a burgundy dress while Prince Harry is sporting a grey suit.